Morning, October 12th, Crypto Market Summary, where we're keeping a finger on the pulse of crypto, NFT, and shitcoin markets by looking at the macro environment. A couple big things in the news here as of yesterday. Let's transition into this little guy here, but we're going to look at some more hacks going on. 4 hacks in one day might be a new record. These are mostly for DeFi protocols. More than 115 million was stolen from DeFi. Although even if this 115 was one hack, it wouldn't even crack the top 10. I'll show you what the top 10 are here in a minute. I kind of made that'll be in the little dashboard coming up here. But on this one, we had a Rabby swap. Looks like $200,000 was stolen. This pair swap was found to have a vulnerable deployer address thanks to profanity exploit. So not sure how much was in there. This Temple DAO stacks was hacked for 1,800 ETH, so 2.3 million USD. It's starting to get up there a little bit. And then the biggest one is this Mango Markets with a loss of $112 million. Couple crazy things going on about the Mango Markets. I think it was... The Mango Markets basically is a DAO. This guy ended up stealing. There's some claims about how he stole it, but either way, he got it, and then he proposed in the DAO to basically take, with all of his votes that he has, with the new tokens that he stole, he can basically tell the DAO what to do, and the DAO has $70 million in USD. So. Pretty interesting, a little bit of a scandal there. What else we got going on? So yesterday, the SEC announced that they're going to be looking into. I don't know if I think it's Yugalabs or ApeCoin. They're two separate things, right? So Yugalabs obviously is the founding company of Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, Meebits. They bought CryptoPunks. They got the Bored Ape Kennel Club, so obviously, the other side, so they got a bunch of different stuff. But there's also ApeCoin. So ApeCoin was used to mint the other side deeds if you had some mutants or if you had a Bored Ape. And there's a lot of news about ApeCoin coming up with the staking coming up here. I think it's in like 3 weeks. They've had to push it back once, but Yugalabs and ApeCoin do have a little bit of a barrier between them. ApeCoin is put together by a Ape DAO, I believe it is, but the SEC looking like they're going to investigate. They're going to investigate some of Yugalabs and ApeCoin, I believe. But as OSF says here. Where does he say this is? He says basically investigations aren't bad. They're actually pretty normal. And he's worked in the industry for quite a bit. So, with the amount of money that Yugalabs has raised, it's measured in billions. I'm pretty sure that they did not skimp out on the lawyer fees and make sure that it's kind of airtight. You know what I mean? So that's kind of some of the takes. Another thing here is the UK pension, the trouble in the UK. So the pension funds are in trouble. I was reading up why they are. So basically in 2008, so that financial crisis happened and many of the UK pension funds were underwater. So assets were less valuable than what they bought it for. They would have to pay out more to retirees than they had in assets. After 2008, these same funds were ordered, that's debated, by the UK government to buy UK bonds, aka Gilts, because it was considered a safe asset that would decrease their risk. So safe assets have very low returns. In this case, because of the quantitative easing, Gilts had near 0% return. So to make the money, so the pension funds bought these Gilts. They were, 0% return. To make their money, what they did is they called in an interest rate swap where they basically used their bonds as collateral to borrow money to invest in riskier stuff. Kind of skirting the rules. So the riskier stuff has started to fall in price. Their government bonds started falling in price as well. So as the Bank of England stopped QE and started raising rates. So, if you buy a bond and it's getting 1%, it's a 10-year bond, you bought it 5 years ago, all of a sudden you got a 10-year bond for 5%. that 1% bond is now a lower uh return. Like, it's to buy that thing, it's going to be lower. Like, who's going to want to buy the 1% bond when you got a 5% bond? So as you can tell, these bonds were pledged as collateral. These pension funds need to sell these stuff they owned, typically more bonds to increase the collateral. This created a self-perpetuating crash in the UK bond market, forcing the Bank of England to start buying bonds again. So UK bonds buyback. I think there was like, the Bank of England is basically saying you got 3 days to figure this out. So here we go. I guess, Rekt is where I get all my data for these hacks. You go into here, they have good news, but the biggest thing is their leaderboard. You'll see here. So $110 million would be put them in 13th. So let's transition. I'm going to jump into this stuff here. Let's see what we got. For this dashboard, you can kind of see, there's bonds on both of them. That's cool. Let's just do this then. So you can see this is kind of the top 10. So Ronin Network, 624 billion. The 10th is 140 billion. And this is just a little bit of I don't know what you call it, a heat map, but the biggest, and then second biggest. So it's basically up, down per column, as you can see. So I'll kind of keep that dashboard up. I might look at it a little bit more. USA Producer Price Index, 0.4% is what it came in. So that's good for the US dollar, but I think it's not good for the whole macro environment. We're seeing Biden start acknowledging that we could be entering into recession. Weird, because I thought we were already. Anyways, I'm going to jump into the daily kind of market here. So 1294 for ETH. Ooh, Red Mike not confirmed. 270 for BNB. 19082 for Bitcoin. Solana 31.1 and Matic 0.79. So what does that put us into the market cap? 0.961. It's not flat, but it ain't going up either. So how much for the NFT marketplace is 76,595 times Sol. And they're slowly heading down. What do we got going on here? USD 24 hour 10 million. Copy that. So then we got X2Y2. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on there. Even with the weird stuff, like look at the it's not that bad. I heard it was like 20 million or something. Ridiculous. Like, so if I take off wash trading, put on 7 days and go back the last 7 days, I have 18 million. They have 56. We're down low. We're down bad. Oil prices. Is that coming down? That's coming down a little bit. 88.8. Western Canadian Select 68, still lagging. Looks like 158, so that's kind of nice. Month of October is being nice for the price of gas. I think there's a lot of austerity measures going on over there. Where are we at here with the 10-year? 3.947. So coming on up, 3.28. So the power of the US dollar, 358. 3588. S&P took a dive. As we do, hey? Whew. What is this? What is that? That hit 4.33, so it's at 4.306. ENS. What do we got going on the ENS worlds? 2.48. So there was a new name service that came up, .ether. Same as ENS.eth, but it took a little bit of a rip yesterday, but not sure it's going to be able to sustain it. A little bit more of a sustainable, what would you call it, model. Like with the ENS, you have to basically infinity renew your domain every year. That's nice and all, but The dot ether you don't. So Bored Apes took a little bit of a tumble, likely because of this SEE 66.5. Those didn't take too much of a tumble. Mutants took a tumble. So you can get one of those for a little bit cheaper, save a couple ETH. Other side deeds came up though. Clone X, those took a tumble. Moonbirds, oof. Bored Apes took a tumble. Kennels took a tumble. Cool Cat still up. Jenny's. Everything's kind of just on its way down a little bit. Rekt guy back up to 0.39. I did buy a little bit of ETH yesterday. I did buy a little bit of ApeCoin as well. I did see ApeCoin. I think I got it for 460 or something like that. I've been looking at it for a while. Every time it goes up to near 6, I just think, why did I do that? So I was just looking for an entry point. Found a little bit of a downswing. Found my entry. Everything is doing good. So the consortium keys up there. Sandbox 1.45. And shitcoin prices. So what are we doing here? Wonderful world of shitcoins. Is this still ripping? So still doing okay. So 11145. And yeah, so it should come down. Typically it'll come down in probably like 2 days. Maybe tomorrow. I'm guessing that it'll probably jump back up. 3.19508. All right, and that's what we have here today, boys. Ciao for now.